Cargo just got a very good buff in the latest patch. So in this video, I'm going to do a couple of PvE bounty hunting missions in Pyro, since this is probably the best place because ships will always be in space, making them easy to loot. Plus you can get a couple of really good ships with scrap on them, alter toxin, and sometimes medical supplies. So let's go see what we can find out there. But before we start, this video is sponsored by BMI Tracker. If you don't know what BMI Tracker is, BMI Tracker turns your regular webcam into an head and eye tracker for just $30. Currently, they're running a 20% sale. If your webcam records at least 30 FPS, you can take your Star Citizen experience to the next level with super immersive eye tracking. For example, here I'm in my Gladius. You can see my head is being followed by my webcam, and it can also follow my eyes if I just look around, up and down, left and right. If you want to take advantage of the discount, then check out BMI Tracker. If you buy from their website, you'll be supporting the channel. So thank you very much. Link is in the description. Now let's get back to the video. I will be doing all my bounties around Bloom. This is my favorite area to play around. Maybe you can get a couple of other areas to do this as well, but I prefer Bloom in Pyro. Let's go to my contracts here, go to bounty hunting. The main contract that I'm going to be doing is the 66,000 bounty hunting. This will spawn very large ships, for example C2s, caterpillars, and so forth. All of these ships should have cargo. Sometimes you get lucky, you get a lot of alter toxin or a lot of medical supplies, but most of them always have a little bit of scrap here and there that you can go sell. Let's see how much we can make. If you were wondering, how do you level up your bounty hunting? Well, if you go to reputation, you basically need to fill all of these bars. The best place to do this is in Stanton. You're just going to go to Crusader and grind bounties over and over again. This is the best way to level it, but you can see I have maxed this. It does take quite a while, so good luck, but I already put in the time. We have arrived at our target's location. I'm just going to get a little bit closer to see what ships we can find. For our ships so far, we have a Reclaimer, then also a 600i. They don't have the best cargo. I'm hoping that our target is a C2 or a bigger ship with cargo. For our main target, we've got a Starfarer. So that thing has pretty decent cargo. I'll definitely take out a couple of these ships so that we can loot them. Seems like the Reclaimer and the 600i is first. I'm going to see if I can take out the Reclaimer first. That thing has a crazy turret, and if we sit on the belly, we might be able to quickly kill it. Here we go, it's in range. Just going to start peppering it here and there. Try to catch it as it is approaching. Here we go. Luckily, we've got a lot of shots. Hopefully I can eat through its shields in one pass. You can see my shield is already falling just because of that big turret, but I can't seem to easily get rid of it. Yeah, I think I'm safe now. Now I just need to take out that back shield. Luckily, my front shield is coming back. Back shield is down somewhat. Let me just make sure it's completely down. Now it can't regenerate as easily. Just gonna focus on the back now. We should be able to kill it in a little bit. You can see it's already red, so very good for us. I have been working on it just a little bit. Doesn't take too long. There we go. We've got our first target now for the 600i. Also not too difficult. They don't have crazy weapons, but we still need to be careful here. You can see it's already red at the back now. Couple more mags and it should be done. I don't fully regenerate each time, since I do need to keep their shields down. Big shields regenerate very fast. So every now and then I'll shoot a couple of rounds, since I don't want to take the shields down again. But here we go. We got everything. Seems like there's a little bit of scrap that fell out. And it's still firing at me for some reason, even though I did kill it. While we wait for the 600i, I'm just gonna scan the Reclaimer here. Maybe it has decent cargo. Let's look. So for cargo, we've get a very good amount of medical supplies and alter toxin. So a very good find for us this. I'm definitely going to pin the target. I'm just gonna hit Alt 1 on it. So we add a pin to it. Let me deal with the other targets here. There we go. I'm not even too interested in that thing's cargo. Usually they have very little cargo, not worth getting out and then looting everything. Let's go back to the reclaimer. Apparently they did buff the opening here of the reclaimer at the back, so we should be able to get most of the cargo out here. Let's see how this works. Let me just see if I can open this thing. Usually I struggle to open the back here. I never know where the button is since I don't play a lot with the reclaimer. I'm just going to use the main elevator for now so that I can open up that cargo bay at the back. Let's go take a look at the cargo hold first, and then we'll go to the salvage area. So here's the cargo hold. This is where they keep all the scrap, I believe. Just want to double check. Maybe there's some medical supplies and other things. Seems like it's mostly scrap and copper. So definitely not the area we want to be in. Plus the scrap is very difficult to get out in this one. So we're going to move on to the next one. Here I believe is the base cargo probably. But first we need to open up that thing at the back here. I'm just going to drop down here. Should be a button here somewhere. Let me just see. There we go. We can open it. Now I can just pick up all the cargo and move it over to my ship. Seems like there's some very big boxes here. But medical supplies, very good. Definitely not my favorite ship to loot this. But we'll make do. Anything for a little bit of money. There is an Alter Toxin box, also quite big. Very nice, 24 ACUs. The new cargo hold at the back here, a lot easier to loot than before, but still very finicky. So it is an improvement, but not by a lot. At least we can get the boxes out now. Here is the last Alter Toxin box that we have. I managed to load up most of the cargo, mostly the medical supplies and Alter Toxin. Sure, I can load up the scrap, but there's a lot of small boxes. I'd rather do a bigger mission, get bigger boxes. But we're not done yet. We still need to look at the Starfarer here. Maybe it has even more decent cargo. Let's go see. Now we can go look at the Starfarer here. There should be a bunch of little ships around it as well. I'll deal with them if we get there. Otherwise, I'll just loot the ship if I can complete the soft effort. These are usually not too difficult to kill. You just need to hit them on the nose. And you need to get into position. I'll just thread the shields for so long. Just get up here. Definitely need to avoid the turret if you can. I think we're under it. Yeah, we're definitely under it. Now I'm going to try and stick to it here. Get in very close so that I can focus right on the nose. Just thread that shield. Definitely pushing just a little bit here, but I also don't want to ram into it. Sometimes the server can be finicky and you can ram yourself into ships, but always be a little bit cautious. As you can see, I'm just focusing your nose and it dies very quickly. I'm not seeing the other ships here just yet, so I will be scanning this quickly. For cargo, it has nothing crazy, so we might as well pick up another mission. Hasn't been an hour just yet, only in half an hour. That reclaimer has taken me quite a while to loot. So I'm gonna jump back to Bloom and then we can pick up another mission. Got another contract immediately. So we didn't even have to wait. So 66,000 again. Hopefully we can get another load of decent cargo. So far, I have been very lucky with the medical supplies and Alter Toxin. We're at our new mission location here. Let's go take a look at our new targets. Seems like our first enemy here is a Retaliator. Sometimes these can spawn in as well. Not the best for us. Hopefully there's still some cargo ships. There's definitely a C2 as well that just popped up. So very happy about that. And our target is a Starfarer again. It's not too bad, a C2. But we first will need to deal with that bomber. My shield just went down, unfortunately. But I'm gonna try and instant this thing. There we go. Now, let me just run this a little bit. I believe it's the turrets maybe. Or the C2. Might be the C2 here. It's shooting me up. Usually they don't do a lot of damage. Oh, it's actually the Starfarer that joined in. So not the best for me. But we can definitely deal with it. We're on the Starfarer now. Now I can just try and close the distance here. And aim for the head. There we go. Got our target. But the C2 is our real target here. Of course, it's nice and juicy. On top of the C2 now. Usually they go very easy, not too difficult. Plus their tethers don't really work. So you can just chill behind them. There we go, we've got our C2 as well. Now, time to scan everything. So for cargo, the C2 has a lot of scrap. Pretty decent, alter toxin as well. And medical supplies only 2. Let's take a look at the Starfarer here. So this thing has 26 ECUs of medical supplies, some alter toxin, and a bit of scrap. I think I'm gonna loot this one first, since it has quite a bit of alter toxin and medical supplies, and then we can finish off with the C2. We can probably also fill up with some scrap if we have extra space. Here's the cargo bay. I'm just gonna press the red button to open up everything. We're only gonna take the medical supplies and alter toxin. At least there's pretty decent sized boxes of alter toxin. I believe this is an 8 ECU, so very good. Not a lot of smaller boxes of the good material. Here and there is a size 1, but nothing too gruesome. Now that I've loaded everything, let's move on to the C2 here. Luckily, C2s are very easy to loot, plus they come with very big boxes. So I'm just going to land on top of it and throw the boxes on board. So for the C2 here, I'm going to take the medical supplies and alter toxin first, and then I'll finish off with some scrap just to fill up my cargo hold. Here's our first box of alter toxin, pretty decently sized. Now that I have filled up with the main supplies, I'm just going to top up with the scrap. Luckily, there's quite a bit of boxes laying around, so it will be quite easy. Here is our last box of scrap. Then we're completely full. Our cargo hold is basically stacked, so we're pretty decent. Let's go sell. In order to sell, I'm just going to go to Starlight Service Station. This is the closest station to me, so I don't have to travel too far. We're able to sell everything. Managed to make it to the station. I'm gonna land and unload everything. Gonna throw out the big boxes here on the sides first. Usually I just stand inside and push them out. Best way I found to do it. Plus it saves me some time. Don't have to maneuver quite as much. I definitely think Pyro is probably one of the best places to do bounty hunting missions. They did nerf it recently, where you couldn't farm a lot of bounties over and over again. But for these missions where you steal the cargo and loot and go sell it, is pretty decent. It's a lot better than farming around Yayla and trying to spam the mission over and over again to get it in an asteroid belt. So I actually prefer doing bounties in Pyro. It's definitely not as crazy as farming lots of gold with ambush missions, but I do believe you can make a pretty decent amount of money just by doing this. The only thing is, bounty hunting takes a very long time to level up. It probably took me about a week of grinding here and there, maybe an hour or two a day, be able to max it out. So it is quite a grind. Just be prepared. Here is our last little box here. It's been about 58 minutes now. So pretty decent, about 30 minutes to do one mission. The reclaimer did steal a lot of my time trying to unload it, but let's send everything down and then we can go sell. If you're wondering where do you sell, well, all that you need to do is follow these shop signs and eventually you'll reach the selling area. For example, here is the last shop sign. Now we can just run forward. You see here, administration. Here is the selling terminals where you can sell all your cargo. Let's see how much we have made in total. Here's our medical supplies. In total, we made 297,000. For our alter toxin, let's max this. Also, 295,000. So pretty decent. And then finally, for our scrap, let's max this. 224,000. And then we shouldn't forget to add the mission rewards as well, which is 66,000 per mission. In total, if we add the mission rewards as well, we made 949,000. So almost a million an hour, which is pretty decent if you ask me. Bounty hunting and looting that cargo used to be one of my favorite gameplay loops, so I'm very happy to see that it is somewhat viable now as a money-making method. You probably just need a bigger ship to take all the cargo though, like a Star Lancer Max. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a like, and don't forget to check out PMI Tracker if you want to turn your webcam into an hidden eye tracker. I do have a sale going on at the moment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.